The National Executive Committee of the African Democratic Congress has inaugurated an 8-member Caretaker Committee to pilot the affairs of the party for the forthcoming National Convention. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories. At number 1, the National Executive Committee of the African Democratic Congress has inaugurated an 8-member Caretaker Committee to pilot the affairs of the party for the forthcoming National Convention. The inauguration took place on Monday, September 5, 2022 in Abuja. The chairman of the committee, Kingsley Oga, stated that the decision was necessary for the party to reposition and re-strategize for the forthcoming National Convention and the 2023 general election. The committee was set up to reconcile aggrieved members of the party before the National Convention of the party, while reiterating their support for all candidates in the party. The newly inaugurated chairperson of the Caretaker Committee, Senator Patricia Naomi Akwashi, stated that peace must be restored to the party within the 6 weeks period given by the NEC. At number 2, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has filed 11 charges bordering on conspiracy, forgery and stealing against the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, and 3 others. The charge was filed by the EFCC's Lagos Head of Legal Monitoring Unit, Rootstv Oyedepo, at the Federal High Court, Abeokuta, Ogun State, on September 1, 2022. A source within the EFCC who pleaded anonymity confirmed that the Commission would follow up on the case today, Monday, with an application in Abeokuta for the case to be heard this week at the Federal High Court in Lagos by a vacation judge. The EFCC had earlier released Oluomo on bail, and he was expected to return to the Lagos office of the Anti-Graft Agency today alongside other officials of the Ogun Assembly, including the clerk and the accountants, for questioning. At number 3, abducted police chief Sani Mohammed Giadi remains held hostage by bandits after collecting 7 million naira and a new motorcycle as ransom. On Monday, Mr. Giadi's family of Beredin Gwari in Kaduna said in an interview that the officer is in dire condition despite the ransom they paid. A relative stated that initial demand from his captors was 250 million naira, which was later reduced to a non-negotiable 80 million naira. The family lamented that the patrols carried out by police command in Kaduna were not enough to secure Mr. Giadi's release and appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, to intervene and ensure the police officer's safe return. Efforts to contact the spokesman of the police Kaduna, Mohammed Jalige, for comments on the development was not successful. At number 4, Lagos State Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Idris Salako, has tendered his resignation letter on Monday, September 5th, following the collapse of a story building in Oniru area of the state on Sunday morning. The State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Benga Omotoso, made this known in a statement made available to newsmen, saying that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu had accepted his resignation letter. According to Omotoso, Saloko's resignation was a prelude to the restructuring of the Ministry of Fiscal Planning and Urban Development. He added that the governor thanked the commissioner for his services to the state and wished him well in his future endeavors. At number 5, gunmen who killed an operative of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Segun Ayebulu, and kidnapped 3 other persons on Saturday have demanded 30 million naira for their captives. The officer attached to the Ekiti command was shot dead by hoodlums while traveling along Oke-Akko-Irele Road in Ekiti State. The incident reportedly occurred between 6:30 and 7 p.m. on Saturday. The NSCDC's Public Relations Officer, Ekiti Command, Tolu Afolabi, confirmed the incident, saying the officer was traveling to his town in Owe, Yaba West local government area of Kogi State, when his vehicle was attacked by the gunmen. Mr. Afolabi noted that the NSCDC officers, in collaboration with the police and local hunters, have started combing the forest between Kwara and Ekiti border with the intent to arrest the perpetrators. At number 6, the Niger Delta Youth Council has rejected the proposed National Water Resources Bill, describing it as a well-calculated plan to further enslave the Niger Deltans, particularly the Ijaws. This was contained in a statement jointly signed by Comrade Ukore and Comrade Shadrach Ebikeme, the group's president and secretary respectively, and copies were made available to journalists in Warri on Monday. The statement reiterated that in spite of the growing desperation by the federal government for the passage of the bill and the series of disinformation handed members of the National Assembly, the National Water Resources Bill has lots of ambiguity, confusion, and treasonable acts. Hence, it had to be rejected by all means necessary. At number 7, Chinese drug regulators have approved the world's first inhalable COVID-19 vaccine made by Tianjin-based manufacturer CanSino Biologics, boosting the company's share price by 7% on Monday. In a statement issued by the company of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, the National Medical Products Administration gave the go-ahead for the vaccine for emergency use as a booster. The company stated that the needle-free vaccine, which can be stored and administered more easily than intramuscular jabs, will be given through a nebulizer. The company did not offer details on when the adenovirus vectored vaccine will be made available for public use. Also, there is no publicly available verified data on the efficacy of the new vaccine. At number 8, the Council of Maritime Truck Unions and Association has petitioned the Office of the National Security Advisor over the private engagement of soldiers in the movement of trucks in and out of the ports in Lagos. In the petition titled Illegal Military Operation Along the Port Corridor, a Recipe for Crisis, and signed by Commuter's President Comrade Yinka Aroyewun, it stated that the Army has chosen to engage in private business of hauling of empty containers from holding bay to port, adding that the involvement of the Army in this line of business is denying members access to jobs. The petition further requested the immediate intervention of the Nigerian Ports Authority and other relevant agencies in order to avert a lingering breakdown of laws and order. At number 9, Liz Truss, UK's Foreign Secretary, has emerged as the next leader of the United Kingdom's Conservative Party and will consequently be confirmed as Prime Minister by Queen Elizabeth tomorrow in Balmoral. Ms. Truss defeated ex-Finance Minister Rishi Sunak to claim the seat after the crisis that saw Boris Johnson vacate the position a few months back. Ms. Truss, who will become the third female Prime Minister of the UK, said she was honoured to be elected leader of the Conservative Party and reaffirmed that she will lead as a Conservative true to her campaign. Also, Boris Johnson will tomorrow tender his resignation to the Queen, who will, after accepting it, announce Ms. Truss as the new Prime Minister. Finally, at number 10, electricity workers under the auspices of the National Union of Electricity Employees have alleged that electricity distribution companies are using dubious antics to rob Nigerians. The workers made these disclosures while addressing a press conference on Monday in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The Assistant General Secretary, Western Zone of NUEE, Mudupe Oluwa Akinola, while addressing journalists on behalf of his colleagues, said that distribution companies have failed to upgrade and expand their capacities and networks since the sector was privatized. He added that there was no improvement in the electricity supply and performance, despite the $20 billion the federal government claimed to have invested in the power sector since 2005, hence forcing communities to procure distribution facilities like transformers, cables, and poles. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.